say half a gallon of gas, wheels can get you anywhere and everywhere in the Tri-Valley. Also, all of our buses are fully accessible and do have a lot of amenities that cater to a senior demographic, including all of the buses kneel. They're all low boarding. They all have ramps. And should someone have a mobility device, the front seats all fold up, of course, have securements, and all of our drivers are fully trained to assist with it. So that being said, I hope you'll consider wheels, and I'll give you a quick update on our upcoming changes.
What are their hours
Hours
for the senior pickups?
for the senior pickups. So paratransit is slightly separate, and I'll address that with questions at the end. I actually have someone with me. This is my colleague Kadri in the back, and she will be able to address that point. So, Livermore Amador Valley Transit Authority, we're a joint powers agreement. We cover Livermore, Pleasanton, Dublin. You know, we operate wheels bus. We have local service, that's community connectors. We have rapid service, that's our 10R and 30R routes. Those provide commuter services to smart stations. And we also have a huge school focus. So we provide essentially the school transit for Dublin, Pleasanton, and Livermore, especially at all the high schools. And our last is a program we have paratransit, which I will take questions at the end. And we also have a Go Tri-Valley program. Those who are in areas that we don't service, we offer a discount on the rides. Okay, next slide, please.
We go back, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. It's great. So, bus transit or public transit in the Tri-Valley has really come back from the pandemic. We know that impacts on a lot of agencies and companies, but we're happy to be back at about 90% of pre-pandemic bus service being offered and 70% of pre-pandemic ridership. And we're actually carrying a higher number of people who really need the service, as opposed to choosing the service that we did pre-pandemic, and we're proud of that, and that's an equitable and essential service for us.
I'm gonna ask you to speak, come a little closer and speak so they can actually pick you up a little better. Hopefully that works for the, we have interpreters online right now. Stand right in front of it. No. So if you just like, stand right here.
Stand right there.
Right, no, where I'm at right here. No, where I'm at right here. Right here. Yeah, there you go.
Guys, I'm the test dummy for the rest of the work. No problem. All right, can we go to the next slide? All right, so this is the part about where we're going to have some changes in service. We did a campaign, public relations campaign called Wheels in Motion, where we reached out to the communities. We actually went to the senior centers in Dublin, Pleasanton, and Livermore, and got survey feedback on where people would like to see service adjustments, maybe additional service. This was enabled because you're all familiar with BART had some schedule changes. We keep ourselves aligned with that, and the number of buses needed went down. We wanted to figure out how to use those additional buses to better serve local services and communities. Okay, next slide. All right, so there were three scenarios that we put out in the community. One was to keep the status quo. To be honest, no one believed that that was going to work because we had more service we wanted to provide, and we weren't changing. We needed to change and evolve and adapt with them. We had one that covered less area, but was focused on frequency that serviced commuters. But to be honest, commuting in the Tri-Valley has gone down. There's a lot of this work from home now, where people are telecommuting and things. So the number of commuters went down. So we didn't focus so much on frequency. We had a third scenario that actually covered more streets, more communities, more routes, and could touch more people, albeit maybe, hourly or reduce schedules on the weekends. Next slide. we received over 230 survey responses, and we thank everyone who contributed. And we had a public hearing, actually, just recently, on December 4th. Thank you for being there with us. And at that hearing, our board, including your supervisor, approved moving forward with scenario 3, which extends further coverage into all of our communities, including 2 and 3 routes in the slide. All right, so this is the preferred scenario. I know I need to be heard, but I also need to kind of point. Livermore. So this 18, this will be Route 18, and this Route 11 are new. They're servicing areas that either have discontinued service during the pandemic or are truly servicing new communities. So we're proud to introduce those.
Is that the Vancouver route that's missing?
I don't know exactly where that would be, but I know that
Yes.
now we have the ability to service Granada and
Because one of the reasons I'm here, and I'm actually the person that brought me here, is that there is zero service where my brother lives,
all right.
and he lives off of Vancouver.
Okay, but why don't I catch up the operator and show me right where Vancouver is? We'll find the best way to get it where it needs to go.
David, could you describe those 2 routes that are added? What's being covered that wasn't before?
Yeah, that's what we need to know.
Well, I would have to. Yeah, read that. I do not know what to do that. Yes.
And yes, oh, just be proud. Which I'm hoping that that's what 18 is about. No.
We can't tell.
Oh, no.
So let's see that.
I think we can.
All right, well, I can't make any promises standing here because
Can you repeat?
all that I
the
can
question?
offer.
Can you repeat your question before you skip your 10 seconds?
Yeah, you can't bring it up there, so. Oh, non-use. Oh, non-use. That's a good.
That's it.
Did you find it?
So the question was, is there going to be a replacement of a pre-pandemic route going up Vancouver Road by? I do not know the answer right offhand, but what we are committed to is 2 things. One, we did the studies to find out where our additional capacity could touch the most people. We are resource constrained. There's only so many buses in the yard. So we aim to pick the routes that can service the most people. Second thing is we're always here to help you with your trip and transit planning. So afterwards, I give you a card and some brochures in all of our service lines. We offer trip planning. So anyone that needs to check out fastest way to get from A to B, please go to wheelsbus.com if that's available. If not, we actually have a customer service center in Livermore at the transit center down by Railroad, and they will walk you through anything that you need. Can I grab the next slide?
First of all these surveys, we never even heard about these surveys, so who did they survey?
Better. All right. So the second thing I wanted to talk about was moving to zero emissions. So we're all used to diesel. Diesel runs the buses. We have an initiative. It is a state mandate. It's also a kind of a principle of our organization and transportation to go green. And that means zero emissions. There are 2 ways to do that. It's 100 electric cars. That's a little bit difficult when you're the size of a bus. So we're going to pursue using hydrogen. We are way ahead of the game. The Tri-Valley has committed to purchasing hydrogen buses as early as next year. These are quieter, these are cleaner, they don't have any odor. And I think that everyone will appreciate them when they see them on the street. We're actually gonna start purchasing these buses this year. The state mandate isn't until 2029. So we take a little bit of pride in taking the lead in being a transit leader. Okay, this is some of the part that was for the committee that I'm gonna skip over, but it's basically restating what I said about we're gonna take the lead on this. And we want to bring the rest of the East Bay with us on our hydrogen mission. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is a little about hydrogen. What I will say, there's one interesting piece here. It's the bullet that says long-term, fully constructed within this satellite facility. So right now, LAFTA is down by the airport. And our current facility needs to grow, needs to expand. We have property in the street. If anyone here knows where the big billing factories are, where Tesla is off of 84. Our organization owns a plot of land over there. And we want to build that out for future infrastructure, for things like autonomous vehicles, for things like hydrogen power, to be able to handle more buses in our maintenance space, to provide our communities with more service. So as we move forward towards construction, if you hear about this, have questions, or want to reach out to your community officials, we would love your support on that. Next. That's a picture of what it would look like. That's a rendering. And that's my personal contact information. If you don't have a pen, we're offering a free one at the table in the back. But we also have some cards for customer service, a little bit about our paratransit, and I will stick around for a few minutes to answer questions. I do apologize, I have to run to a meeting after this, but we are going to leave a lot of collateral brochures and material. You can contact me directly anytime, or if you haven't visited the Livermore Transit Center, it is a beautiful building if you haven't seen it. It's decorated for Christmas. It is the old Union Pacific Railroad station in Livermore. It was moved down the street. It's an amazing facility. We have 3 wonderful ladies in there that will work with you and walk you through all of your needs. So I have time for a question or two.
I never saw one of these surveys.
Before you got to speak into the mic. We're doing it online as well.
I am more than happy to participate in any surveys that will benefit my community. I never saw one of these surveys that you mentioned, not one.
Well, ma'am, I'm sorry that I didn't find the opportunity to join that conversation. There is significant community outreach that's done, including we actually went to the senior centers, and it's available online, and we did extensive marketing. And I only bring that up because we have obligations whenever there's a public hearing. We have to make a certain level of outreach that we accomplish. That being said, nothing is set in stone, nothing is done. There's always time and room for more feedback. Again, you can use my personal information, contact me anytime. And you can also reach out to us or board members. This will actually come up for approval within the next month or two, implementing that new scenario. So it's an open door policy at LAFTA. Anytime that you want to reach out, provide feedback on this or any other service, please feel free to contact me inside. Yes, sir. Is there another phone? Probably because my desk line gets the least amount of attention. I do spend a lot of time on the road, and both of those are accessible right here. So I'm actually faster via email on my cell phone than I am on the desk line. Thank you very much. But I promise you, if you call Wheels, ask for David Mark with your question experience. From there, I'll pick up. If not, you'll get back to me within 24 hours.
It's not all
Yes,
seniors want to complain.
I understand why hydrogen has to be the way to go, but currently the hydrogen is produced by the floating energy. So please make sure it's considered and truly clean energy.
That is very true and very insightful. So we hope to someday use 100% hydrogen That means hydrogen that is produced using things like solar and hydropower. Currently, those facilities do not exist. So while our buses run very clean, there's still some infrastructure like trucking it in that is not 100%. But we will be ready and we will take advantage of it and we will push for that innovation as hard as we can. Thank you. I don't know how fast we can pop it back up, but my name is David. Write it on the card for you before I go. All right, guys, I think I've taken quite a bit of your time this morning, but I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I hope you'll support our new facilities, our green initiatives, and I hope you'll try riding wheels. Like I said, $1.75 all day, cheaper than a half gallon of gas. We take a lot of pride in the cleanliness and safety of our buses. As I said, they are all fully ADA compatible. And if you ever need help getting from point A to B, call me, go to the transit center. We are here for you. Thank you very much.
Are you personally involved with? You personally involved with?
Yes, ma'am. I work for Wheels.
So if we get in touch with you, as well as getting in touch with them.
Absolutely. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, David Mark, for enlightening us on one of the issues really critical to the population over 55. And that would be transportation. That has come up again and again in our surveys and focus groups and public forums. So what I'm hearing from the audience is some of the concerns would be getting input into the routes, and also clean energy and the importance of respect.
We want to know how to get around. That's what we're here for. Where do we get how do we get the Wheels people to come to us? How do we get around? What are their routes? What are their hours? Because my mother was abandoned once by Wheels at Chrysler, and she had to take a limousine home, which cost her a fortune. So it's wonderful they're doing all this green. We're seniors. This is not my issue right here. My issue is how do I get around?
David, can you give us one more? People are having trouble getting the basic information they need to get around and most has problems on the system.
As far as basic information to get around, I mean, these days, the website is certainly the easiest way to
Not
do trip
everyone has
planning.
a computer.
And if someone doesn't have a computer, I'm actually going to bring a business card as the contact for our paratransit customer service and for our fixed route customer service. And we're there for her. If she calls, we'll walk her through step by step, and we'll even contact the buses to make sure that they know to expect. Trip planning is a really important part of public information.
You cover the whole city?
I can't say that we cover
No,
the entire
the
city, we
people
cover
that
as
pick
much
up,
as we
the
can.
people that pick up seniors in the little buses?
People that pick up
Do
seniors.
you cover the whole
buses.
city?
Sure, that paratransit
Yes.
is by address, so
Okay.
that's a separate service. We'll go to your address. A trained individual will help the person into the transit mode, drop them off, and it's by reservation. Please do note that if you choose to use paratransit, you do need to make a reservation. And I'm going to leave a bunch of brochures about paratransit dial-a-ride, with paratransit taxi service, and there's paratransit buses for those who need a little more help. I'm going to leave information about both of those on the table.
I was just gonna make a comment. So I've actually gone with friends who use paratransit.
My mother used to.
Yes, I know. And sometimes there are glitches and sometimes, yes, you get dropped off and the pickup time isn't exactly the time that you put, say a time and they're not there or they come early.
Never.
Oh, okay. So that is an issue for not this forum, but for this more of an agency issue. But what I would say is that Anybody that is taking a paratransit or any kind of a system, bring the phone number, and if they have a cell phone, so yeah, call them, say, hey, you know, I'm here. But you have to, or if you're at the nurse's station, you have the nurses call and say, hey.
That all happened, so.
Okay, but then
It
I
was a
think that's an
huge
issue
glitch.
for a further time.
Yeah.
Right now, we have to concentrate on the forum.
With that, I know I've monopolized the time. I want to pass it off.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
And
much.
thank you all for your comments, and making us aware of some transportation issues, because that's an important part of the Countywide Area Plan. So what are some of the other major issues that are facing District 1? Here to give us that perspective is Alameda County Supervisor for District 1, Mr. David Halbert. Please give him a warm welcome. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you everyone for being here. I am David Halbert, the Alameda County Supervisor for District 1. We have 5 districts in Alameda County. District 1 includes Livermore, Dublin, parts of Pleasanton, and most, but not all of Fremont. So from Livermore and Dublin, this looks right here. Oh, so that hi everyone. So those in Zoom land can see me. It also includes Sunol, the community of Sunol, and most of Fremont. The other 4 districts are on the other side of the hill: Castro Valley, Hayward, Union City, all the way up to Berkeley and Albany and Emeryville. Alameda County is a very large county. So our county staff, who is here today, working in District 1, has a much wider area than just District 1 to concentrate on. They're here in Livermore today. They work throughout the entire Alameda County. They're bringing to you the resources that Alameda County provides. And if you look for aging, and if you look in the very front when you walked in, there's 9 different categories of services, all the way from transportation is one of them, but also how to handle dementia, how to handle medical needs, how to age gracefully with the services that the county can provide to you. Livermore is a great place, I always say, to live, work, and raise a family. But that includes, after raising the family, aging in place, celebrating your best golden years. So this organization that we have, CWAP, is all about aging, how to do that gracefully and live your best golden years. Transportation is one of them. I hope everybody now understands, if you don't have a car and you need a ride, paratransit is available for you. There's information at the back to go pick up on your way out, but take advantage of all the services. And today is really just a connection point, a chance for you to hear about the different services that we have, to ask some questions, but also to follow up later with our CWAP people or with the agencies that they help coordinate. How many agencies, by the way, do you work with, Kim? A dozen, 20, 30, 40, over 100. And I know that every year, our county supervisor for District 4, Nate Miley, brings almost 100 of these organizations together to talk about how to best serve seniors. The main reason I'm here is to welcome you, to introduce myself to you, to let you know that if you want to schedule an appointment with me, I have an open door. I have an office in Pleasanton. I can come meet in Livermore. Send me an email and or schedule an appointment with my staff to come and meet and talk. Kathy Kimberlin is back here. Wave your hand, Kathy. Everyone meet Kathy. Gloria Gregory is here. Everybody see Gloria. If you need to get a hold of me, they're the best way to do that. Also, they're the best way to just answer your question right off the bat. They work for me. They know more than I do. If they can't answer it and we need to schedule a meeting, they can help you do that. But they're your resources on the ground in the community to help answer questions that you might have and connect you and make an appointment with me if needed. So that's the main reason that I'm here. But also to say that if there are things that we're not providing, if 100 agencies isn't enough and we need to get another one in, we'll do that. If there's something that's missing because it's not working well, and we already have an agency that's doing that, but they're not doing it well enough, let us hear that. We can't, it'll always be, I've served in public office for 23 years. It will always be the case that we will ask the community for feedback. And somebody will not be reached. They won't be able to give that feedback. They didn't hear about the ability to get that feedback. Happens every time. It will always happen. So this is a catch-up, a catch-up, a catch-up. If you weren't able to participate in a prior survey, that's okay. You're here today. You can give us your feedback today. Always continuous feedback, okay? We do our best to listen to the community. We're here to serve you. How do we work in America? I'm elected of the people, by the people, for the people. I work for you, right? So that's it. If you need anything from my office, schedule an appointment with Kathy or Gloria. We'll sit down, we'll do it over Zoom. If you can't make it into the office, we'll do it on Zoom or over the phone. We're here for you. With that, I do want you to not leave here. Don't leave this room without taking advantage of all the different cards and tables and people that are here from the county. Get to know them, get their names and contact information, follow up with them afterwards. They're here to serve you as well. Don't leave this room without doing that. With that said, I'm going to give it back to CWAP and say thank you all for being here
I
today.
have a question for you.
I'll take a question. Here you go.
My name is
Speak
Charlotte.
loud into the
My
mic.
name is Charlotte, and I've been in touch with Gloria. She's amazing, very helpful person. And I've been reading a lot of documents that come out, and you are not voting or you're abstaining. And I would appreciate it whether you're voting in direction I prefer or not. I want to see you voting on every issue.
I don't think I've ever abstained from anything, so we'll have to take it.
I have it in writing.
Let's bring it in. Send it to me so I can better understand
Gloria
it.
has it. She sent it to me.
Okay, then I'll take a look at it. I want to see how many times it is. I make 1,000 votes. I make 1,000 votes every month. So because I'm on about 20 different
It's on the heater
agencies,
issue.
take a look at that. And so Gloria will send it on to me. It hasn't gotten to me yet. When I see exactly what it is, I'll be happy to respond. Thank you. Another question over here.
Good morning, name's Brandon. I was asked about use a senior
Yeah.
center here. And my understanding was built for the seniors. But the employees have taken it over. Because there's a TV in there that's not being used. Makes a lot of people here unhappy. A lot of people. And there's no reason for it except they didn't want us watching the news. And the fact that the bathrooms are closed on the end for employees only. When you got a group of gentlemen, older senior citizens, playing pool, and they may not make it down to the elements, so there's no reason to close those bathrooms at the end.
All right, that is good feedback. I want to tell you that that's great feedback for the people that run this center. Now, in Livermore, the Parks and Recreation Department is run by the Livermore Area Recreation Parks District, LARPD. And that would be the right place to give that information to the people at the front desk, or they have monthly meetings and the board of directors come from the people who take board. They're elected. They work for you as well. Getting in touch with an elected park LARPD commissioner or the LARPD agency directly is the best way to have that done. Yeah, sure.
You had a woman come here and I was introduced to her. She was looking for an employee for the park district. I took her test. I got a welcome letter to the family of the park district. And then I never heard from her again. Her name is Danielle.
Yep.
Okay, well, very good. Again, that people at the front desk are the best people to answer that to.
They know us.
Right
now.
there. He's taking notes. You can go.
They-
This is,
they know
I'm a
us well.
connector. I connect you to him. Remember, we have 100 agencies that we work with, and that's really a connection to them. If they're not working for you, the directors that he reports to are your LARPD. Yep. Okay. Any other questions?
This one over here.
Okay, here you go. Young lady, Barbara.
I'd like to know the best way to get a hold of the seniors. I come here for senior lunch. I volunteer for the police department, so I hear things that are going to happen, like shredding events coming, so it doesn't get here in time.
Never know.
And like the drug take back, a lot of times it doesn't get to them until after the fact, so. I know it's Livermore's responsibility, but I wish somebody would get in touch with them and how to suggest that.
So, planning the calendar, getting enough notice out in advance. Letting people know where to go to look to find that information. Really, really helpful. I can tell you for District 1, we have a newsletter. Sign up for our newsletter. We can locate you our newsletter. That's for District 1, Alameda County. I can't tell you that it's perfect, but we try to put as many things coming up in the next 3 months on them. The other thing to do would be to check the city website. And I think that's a really good place to be looking. And the other thing is, I guess LARPD probably has a website as well. That's another place to go and check. But planning the calendar in advance, Barbara, and getting the word out is a really big task. And so the big takeaway for me is to continue to market events further in advance to as many people as possible. That's really good feedback.
May I contribute to her question?
Sure, Charlotte.
So, some of us seniors don't all have computers. However, we read the Independent. We do, if we have a computer, we look at the Vine, the Patch, Nextdoor, and the Independent. And the other way to get information to seniors is actually put up some posters, and I will volunteer to post the posters if you create them.
And printed material is a really good point. I know not everybody has computers, so they might not be able to read Patch online, but they can read the Independent newspaper. They can read other printed materials, and so maybe having printed calendars here is a really good takeaway for LARPD. So here's the thing: I'm going to challenge LARPD right now to create a calendar, quarterly or annually. And we're going to see how. I'm going to ask them to do it by the end of today, and we'll see if they can't appear at the back table there, because indeed a printed calendar is a really good thing to do.
But you have to get it out to people.
Yeah, so look, I think everybody should come to the senior center as often as they can. And every time you come, don't leave without a calendar. It's like your Sunday morning church bulletin.
Yeah.
Maybe
Don't
we can
leave
get
church
that
without
calendar into the Independent.
Yeah, the Independent's very good at printing things. Yeah, great idea. This is a great idea place. Charlotte, thanks for your input and feedback. I'm going to let Kathy make some final comments. I have another meeting to get off to, but I want to say thank you all for being here. Come here as often as you can. Don't leave this room without getting all the information you can today. And don't leave this community center without a calendar of upcoming events in your hands. Thank you all again.
Thank you. Just a quick announcement about how you can really access the supervisor in our office, because that's very important to him to be transparent and accessible. So Gloria and I both have cards, business cards on the back table with their phone number and our email. Then we also have a paper back there to sign up if you are on the computer for the supervisor's newsletter. It comes out every couple weeks. We try to keep it short and manageable, not blah. So please sign up for that and grab our cards so we can continue helping you, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. I was just saying, I've got a form here to complete for Supervisor Albert's newsletter in case they haven't signed up yet. Awesome. Thank you. We will be coming back to the issue of information later in the discussion, but we want to have one more hand for Supervisor Albert. For giving us that really important overview. And now this is the part where the next speaker is all of you. I am very pleased to introduce the supervisory programs. You know, let me back up for 1 minute, and I'm not sure I've explained, who we are. We are the Social Services Agency's Adult and Aging Services, Alameda County Area Agency on Aging. We are the biggest department that you've never heard of. And, but if you've heard of Meals on Meals, Well, we did see Wheels on Wheels, and also many of the senior centers throughout Alameda County, including this one. We are behind many of those services. And we are in charge of the Countywide Area Plan for older adults, which is the county strategy for serving seniors, and we prepare it every 4 years. It's not just a good idea, it's the law, but it also really serves as a foundation for improving services to seniors. Input such as the Countywide Area Plan survey, which will be in all of your packets, and I know that you will fill out, and when you leave, you're gonna get a goodie bag from us. In your goodie bag, the goodest thing of all is the survey, which you can fill out and send back. There's an envelope to mail it back for free. And with that, I would like to introduce the supervising program specialist of the AAA. Yes, we're the other AAA, Ms. Connie Soriano.
Thank you, Kim. My name again is Connie Soriano, and I work for the Area Agency on Aging. Now, I'm a strong believer that the information, hopefully, it'll get in. So the Area Agency on Aging, otherwise known as the other AAA, is the local arm of a national aging network designated by the state of California to address the needs and concerns of older adults 60 and older in Alameda County. So what do? We advocate, we offer services, we contract with local service providers and community partners to advance the social, economic, and health, and also the well-being of older adults. So extensive services such as transportation, home delivered meals, family caregiver support, and other resources are some of the services that we help fund, and that also help make independent living a viable option for seniors, so that we can all age in place and in the right place. So I'm going to start it off by asking us all our first question. What makes Alameda County age-friendly today? So that's our first question. And if you can name one or two things, maybe one or two sentences to tell us how you think Alameda County is age-friendly. If also you can give us a name, and if it's not, then areas of improvement. Areas of improvement, we'll take that too. So if you can provide us your first name, your city, your age if you want to, and then maybe one or two sentences. And we have our lovely Janine and Luna here to take notes for us so we can tweak it back and look at all the responses. Yes.
Of course, the senior centers.
Yes.
Except a lot of people just don't know much about them or use them as they should be used. So perhaps more involvement in finding the seniors locally and touching bases with them first, inviting them.
Okay. Thank you. So what makes Alameda County age-friendly today? Senior centers. You also pointed out building that awareness, having outreach, inviting individuals to come to the senior centers. That's important. Yes.
There is an issue, and Mark pointed out to me, it's not just a senior issue. But when we have to have medical treatments, they won't let us go home in an Uber or a taxi. And if you don't have someone available to you who can give you that ride home, you're in a big jam. So a service, and again, it's not just for seniors, but primarily for seniors. You know, our children work, or maybe we don't have children. We don't have someone available to drive us home from a medical procedure where the hospital will release us. This is a very big issue. And so I understand that it's a liability issue, but we need a big resolution to this. This has hit me directly many times. And I've recently had surgery. And if it wasn't for my kind friend who just retired, they would not let me go home. So this is a big deal. So they need some kind of medical transportation issue.
So thank you for sharing. Accessible transportation.
Thank you, it's a
And
big
that's been
deal.
second.
Please raise your hand.
So I just want to clarify, I work here at one of the earlier supervisors. So I just want to make sure that everybody is aware, the location that you guys are at right now is a multifaceted community center. So it is first and foremost, Robert Lamar Community Center, but within the community center, we have a senior services office and center as well. So we have multi-generational information going on here, but we do appreciate everything that's going on today. So we do want to be a part of it. That's why we're here today. But we do want to let everyone know that there is multiple avenues of getting in touch with us here. Okay, thank you.
Do you want to add?
Everybody said that we have multiple avenues to do this and to do that, but then we never hear what they are. I just hear, we have all this, but I never hear
Thank
what they
you,
are.
thank you.
Thank you. So in addition to transportation issues, such as after a medical procedure, just knowing what your resources are, having that word get out, how to access it, how to use it. Outreach. Where to go, how to navigate.
We have resources, we have over 100 of them. But then how do I use them? Sometimes you.
How do you find out about them? How do you use them?
Exactly.
You have to hold their hands. To hold their hands. Show them how to use it. I'm sorry, all this, sometimes it's, it's slow also.
No, it may be just that the resources are out there, but we need to do a better job about getting the word out, making sure that people know, beyond word of mouth. Maybe there's other avenues. And that's why actually we're here today, is to kind of ask you, what is the best way to get information to you? But I'll pull that because that's our last question. Is here.
Yes, I recently went to the DMV to get my driver's license. I had gone over earlier and picked up a booklet. It was dated 2021. Needless to say, I didn't pass the first few, so I took it. And I found out in yesterday's paper, there is, they have a program for over 70 department, DMV.
Really?
I didn't know that. It turned out I found the library has OJ test. But DMV, when I had my picture taken, it said you're 89, wearing driving. I said, well, how about going to the doctor? Yeah, but DMV is be careful if you're going, because get the right information. You go take the test. And another thing they told me, one of the ladies there at DMV said, don't take the test on the machine. Ask for a printout. They'll give you a test and a pencil, and you can go sit down and take the time. I finally passed it once.
That's great. Congratulations, and thank you for sharing. You know, you bring up a good point about how information is power to give us options, power to let us do the things we need to do. But just again, finding that information, having that available to us. We talk about resources. What are those resources? How do we get this out? Hold those thoughts, because the question's coming up later. Again, the question right now is, what makes Alameda County age-friendly today? We'd like to know what is working in the community. Again, the purpose for why we are here is we're putting together a strategic plan for Alameda County for older adults in the next 4 years. So we need input from people who are living in different parts, such as here in District 1, to know what matters to you. What do you like about, what makes Alameda County age-friendly? What do you like about your community? What can you share with us? What is working? What would you like to see continue to be funded? That's Meals on Wheels. Thank you. Meals on Wheels. So nutrition services. Nutritious. Do you get hot dogs?
My friend is getting hot dogs. Let us know what you feel to see.
We will do. And I believe also there may be opportunities for participants or recipients on wheels.
Connie, speak up.
Sorry, I'm gonna speak a little bit louder now
And that's-
and blast you in the front.
Perhaps some more, inclusive programs, person within the senior centers. So that if a newcomer comes, or even the old timers who have used the center, are able to answer questions that they may have, personal questions pertaining to them, as well as more lighting in the city of Livermore at night.
So what I'm hearing is inclusivity, thinking about, I like the word person-centered, but I also love the word that you use, inclusivity. Having someone maybe, for example, at a senior center to want to welcome you, or any of the senior centers.
Not necessarily a particular thing like mental or health-wise or legal or anything of this nature. Somebody who can pretty much answer broad questions to the people who come in and they want to know more about the senior center so that they can find a niche for themselves and be more participant in the center rather than just say, oh, well, and not have a return.
Someone who can kind of introduce you
I've been in
to.
this community over 55 years. And I haven't really been attending this center, and it didn't give me the desire or the need, or there's something that I would find, because it never reached out to me and I never done anything to reach back out.
So there was someone maybe to help kind of transition you, welcome you, include you, invite you. And
Yeah, it would be more like.
this is a beautiful senior center.
Oh, we know
So,
that. But we
But-
don't know it.
understanding what the programs are, what the activities are. Taking you around, okay, that's one thing.
My favorite part of I had my fiduciary here in Livermore. I had seniors out of town, and he didn't have time to tell them all the things they wanted to know. Do they put me in the street, how do I find out where my day is for garbage pickup? Where is this, where is that? And I think it would be nice to have something like that to give to seniors as they come to town. Hear about it.
They're welcome, who would know everything about certain questions. Someone who would welcome you into Livermore and give you a broad view of what's available for seniors.
So you're looking more for city-based,
Yes.
information and assistance or.
The complete, the valley, tri-valley.
Okay.
What's available for them.
Just again. someone
As
who-
well as an invitation to the center. Like I mentioned I met Charlotte recently, actually. And I mentioned to her, I said, why don't I take you out to lunch at the center? And we can meet other people as well. And she said, well, I've been there once or twice, so like you didn't catch her, nor have you caught me. I've been here once or twice, and I never felt like somebody really was interested that much for me to join or be part.
So you said you're willing to
I
volunteer?
am willing to volunteer for many things. I'm a retired federal agent. Okay, I'm knowledgeable, I'm highly educated. For those of you who are here that need help, I will help you. My mother died at 98 years old of natural causes. There's a lot of longevity in my family. I'm in my 70s, okay? I drive. If you need a ride to the doctor, call Gloria. She'll put you in touch with me. I'll take you. But sometimes I need help. So what I'm not seeing in this city is we need a list. I think we need a mailing from our county or our city of what is available, the phone numbers.
Now,
I
I can actually help with what she has. So we need this in larger type because we can't see it.
This is called.
Okay, we're
This-
blind. Yeah.
Not doing it well.
So I just want to point, so I will help my city, I will help the senior center. I'm willing to drive around and put up posters where they'll let me do it. I am willing to volunteer and assist. But if we do not know that something happens, we don't know what to help with. And the biggest problem in this city is we lack information because we need it in the mail. So we need mailings. Computers are useless to senior citizens. My mother didn't even own a computer. Many senior citizens are slow. You think we're on email every day? We are not, okay? We don't care about half of the things that are talked about growing green. That's wonderful stuff. What we need is transportation home from the doctors, services when we're sick. When I needed help, we needed help to come to our home.
Charlotte, we're gonna take your business card. You have a job for.
No, I've been volunteering for years and no one uses me.
Do you mind?
Please
if I-
connect with us.
Mind if I just interject something? You know, for years, there was an organization called the Senior Support Program of the Tri-Valley. Were any of you ever familiar with
No.
that?
Never even
They
heard
covered
of
the
it.
Tri-Valley, wonderful, for 20 years. They merged with City Serve of the Tri-Valley about a year ago. If you need a ride to a doctor, if you need transportation, they specialize in service to seniors for the whole Tri-Valley. And I wish they were here this morning. They're online.
There you go, another
Okay.
computer.
They have cards all over the place. They have an office in Livermore at 3311 Pacific Avenue, at the
Is there a
multi-service
card
center.
here that we can take home?
I will go get some. I got some
Awesome.
in my car.
That's great.
Now, the other thing I want to show you, this has been produced for a long time, and it gets updated regularly. It's called the Tri-Valley Human Services Pocket. It's a little brochure right here, folds out into this wealth of information. It is a tremendous, and part of it is on seniors, part on food and clothing, part on housing. I'm sorry.
You're talking about.
I'm sorry. Anyway, there's a section on every human service need, including senior. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 entries, including City Serve of the Tri-Valley, including City Serve.
I heard that.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, please, use these things. The city is going to the effort and keeping it updated with this brochure tells you about everything you need to know. And who to
Then they
call.
should mail it because none of us know.
Well, we gotta do some things ourselves sometimes. We might have to come to the senior center. These folks managing the senior center are just taking information. They're gonna order 50 of these. And they can have a supply from the city, each city, Dublin, Pleasant, and Livermore, print them. I call them and I say, I wanna pick up 50. They have them ready in 2 days. I also just wanna encourage you, again, all these brochures about the transportation are amazing. I didn't see them until yesterday. Please take advantage. We do have to put certain efforts ourselves. We know it and it's good for us. It's good for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Thank you for your input. I'm just gonna summarize really quickly so we can move on to our next question. But the first question, what makes Alameda County age friendly today? I need your help in identifying the top 3 items that you feel you want to raise up and have.
So folks, we understand there's a lot of problems and issues that we deal with every day, but let's be positive, not a minus, a plus. Why do you like it here versus being in New York or Minnesota or Nevada? Do you like the parks? Do you like the Starbucks? Do you like the fact that you had get together with your friends at Starbucks and not have snow? Do you like the weather? Just a few things you like that.
Yes, thank you. We have a virtual guest.
Oh.
Jeanette from City Serve. Can you all hear me?
Thank you, dear. I was going to repeat City Serves. comments?
I'd like to share our phone number.
She would like to share the phone number for city clerk.
It's 925
925.
They have a
Oh,
paper.
222.
Just give them one moment. They're getting all of their papers ready.
Okay.
Our scribers are gonna go ahead and write it down for us.
Oh, is it?
So for city serve of the Tri-Valley, the phone number is
925
925
222
222
2273.
Here.
2273. Anything else you would like to,
I'll come
Thank
over there
you.
right. I'll
Thanks for
come over
sharing
there
the
right
phone
now. I
number.
can be there in about 25 minutes and I can answer any questions in
Everybody
person.
wants to jot that down again,
yes,
that's,
please come. You are able to come in and answer all questions.
Yep, I'll be right over there. I'll be there in 25 minutes.
We'll see you soon. There you go, everyone. We have City Serve coming in to answer questions.
yay. All right. Okay, so back to our agenda. The question was, what makes Alameda County age friendly today? And again, Janine was right, if you can just, we're looking for the positives. What do you want to not see go away? What do you want to see continue? Mentioned senior centers. You also mentioned areas of improvement, and that's helpful too. Let me see here. You flip back over. I just want to again identify top 3 items. We are going to different districts. We're gathering all information and wanted to see there's some common themes that are working really well that we should continue to fund, continue to support, continue to offer. So we need your help with that. Again, what makes Alameda County age friendly today? We mentioned seniors, senior centers. But we also know that, getting the word out, having a welcoming committee, a welcoming team to connect you to the activities. But we also mentioned, part of that piece is also doing some research and kind of outreach, and maybe word of mouth, asking friends. Sorry, let me see here. This senior center offers multi-generational services. So, it's a beautiful center. Encourage you to please take advantage of it. You already are partway here. You're here today. So that's a big first step. Meals on Wheels, nutrition services. We don't want to see those go away either. Want to continue those programs. Inclusive programs, activities within the senior centers. Yeah.
Activities are very important.
Yeah, something to do.
So maybe
Getting together and socializing
socialization opportunities.
of different hobbies, different things that people may get involved in, and meet other seniors, because as Dr. Ruth has just mentioned in New York, that now New York has a big problem of loneliness for seniors. And they're not gonna go out and just look for something to do. But if they know that there's something like this available at the senior center, then they would be more apt to come and join any part.
I want to invite our other guests in the audience. Does anybody have any feedback that they want to share? Anything they want to add on to that? Yes, Charles is coming around.
I don't know if this is proper time or not, but Barbara mentioned about a driver's license. That February this year, when some doctor would give and check that everything was fine. And I said, well, remember, I knew a couple of names. He sent me their memory specialist. Remember, this is February this year. So the memory specialist, 6 weeks later, she gave me 5 names to remember: Red, Sky, Shoes. Talked for 20 minutes about high school days, first girlfriend. For 20 minutes, this was names. Remember one name. She turned me to the DMV. Now we're up into about June. I get a letter from the DMV, about 40 pages. every language in the world. 25 English. And they said, Mr. Goldberg, which is my last name, you've got 14 days, I think it was, 13 or 14 days. You're gonna see your doctor, and this thing there, your license will be suspended. They didn't check my DMV record, they didn't call my insurance company, everything like that. I was called my doctor, I couldn't get in for like 3 weeks. So I told myself, I could, any doctor you got in the house, doing the veterinarian. I don't care, I'm gonna keep my license.
Yeah.
The guy saw my doctor, check everything. Now we're up to about, March. About March. But not March, I think, June or July. All the paperwork in, did everything like that. I finally gone to almost 1st of November. I had to go take a DMV driving test. Tracy, okay.
Trace?
I take the written, and there are other tests going, but I can go anywhere. Tracy. After you take your driving test, you pass all your written test, eye exam, and everything like that. Your driving test. Then you come back, then they give you a memory test drive. They'll tell you where to go. You go back the same exact route, and you cannot ask left or right. While past, you got to take my license. The reason I'm taking all this time out, everybody, if you're over, say, 25, okay. If you're past a certain age, this is my opinion, you won't take your driver's license away, because we hear about it on the paper about all the bad people who put the brake on, so the gas pull the brake or whatever. They don't think too much about the sideshows for the young people down there. I've said enough. Watch what you say to the doctor.
Yes, they're forcing us to lie.
Okay, thank you for sharing your experience. I think driving issues are an all
They're
ages
forcing
issue.
us to lie to protect ourselves.
We have Spectrum on the line, and Deara's going to coordinate with them to.
Okay, Spectrum, it's your turn.
Hi, my name's Carol and I'm from Spectrum Community Services.
Hi,
We're
my
your
name is
local-
Carol and I'm from Spectrum Community Services.
And we're your local Meals on Wheels provider out in the Tri-Valley.
And we are your local Meals on Wheels provider in the Tri-Valley.
So I'm so glad that Meals on Wheels was mentioned today.
He is very glad that Meals on Wheels was mentioned today.
In regards to senior isolation, Spectrum has another program called Connect.
In regards to senior isolation, Spectrum has another program that's called Connect.
And it consists of friendly visits and telephone reassurance calls.
Another program called Connect.
And it consists of telephone reassurance and
friendly visits.
And friendly visits.
So if anyone is interested in learning more, they can call us.
So if anyone is interested in learning more, they can call Spectrum
510
at 510
881
881
0303.
0303.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
Sharing. Thank you for sharing, Spectrum.
And also to let you guys know, Spectrum also provides utility assistance as well. So that's one of the new services that they provide.
Could have used that last January when I had a $500 bill.
We do. So PG&E bills and water bills as well, if you qualify.
Good that I'm here. There's a lot of good issues being addressed. My thing is, when it comes to transportation, I had recently found out through my insurance that they do supply rides to and from doctor appointments, but you have to call Majestic Court. And right now I get Medicare through their Medi-Cal through Blue Cross. So when you, and that is reservation too. You have to call ahead about a week, but they don't supply it for, like, if you have a issue like going to and from a job. They only supply it for medical issues. So I just thought I'd bring that up to those that weren't sure about it.
Thank you for sharing your resources. This is often how we find out about information. It's not mailed to us, or it's just hearing through a friend or another friendly person. Hi.
Hi, my name is Janine Harris, and I would just like to know about what we're doing for more senior housing. There's just not enough out there. I was in a very serious situation about a year and a half ago, where I was almost on the street. And I did get help from City Serve, I must say, and from David Hallberg's office. But the system, when you call through 211 or Eco Housing, you go down a huge rabbit hole of phone calls that don't get answered, forms that are sent to you that are so incomprehensible. You have to be a rocket scientist to understand them. And it's just an ongoing issue. There's a lot of people, I think, that are falling through the cracks. Elderly people can't understand these forms. You're going from phone number to phone number to phone number. No one wants to take responsibility for the person ahead of them. So it's very frustrating. And it's just an awful situation. I'm 66. I'm lucky to have my health, my mental faculties. I'm good on the computer, etc. There's a lot of people my age that aren't. And my concern for them is how on earth do they even fill out a form on a computer or a phone? So those issues really need to be addressed. And the system, the 211 system, is absolutely atrocious. Oh, well, season of sharing.
Thank you.
One more thing, I did go through season of sharing. I called them, I cannot tell you, what, 2 or 3 times? And even with, I don't even think David Hawkins heard back from them. I was just a lonely little person trying to get help so I don't end up on the street. What I'm basically being told is the help you'll get is when you're on the street, not prior to. I was told that by 2 entities that I called. And I'm not saying that was wrong. I'm not going to say you told me name-wise, but that's what you're looking at. Literally, you have to be on the street before you can get housing.
I'd like to share with you some housing resources. I think you already know one that you've used, it's the 211, and it's not perfect. It is a resource, searchable. You can search for available affordable housing. I'm not sure how easy or hard it is to navigate. It's used as a connector, and you have to do your own footwork, of course. There's also what's called the Alameda County Housing Portal. It's the county's posting site for affordable housing. Been there, done that, okay. We'll share these also. And then there's the East Bay Housing Organizations. Been there too? Wow, okay. Okay. I'll speak to that a little. Yes.
So my name is Janine too. I spell mine Janine. Okay, so I'm J9 for short. Oh, so you can see even county workers have problems with technology. And I'm an expert at being a county worker and having problems with technology. So basically what we do here, in addition to the AAA and this forum that you're attending, that hopefully we're going to get the state budgeteers to listen to our concerns and maybe provide additional funding for housing, for transportation, for outpatient medical services. Let me finish. One way is giving our voice to the government so that they know where to put the money for the next 4 years. So basically, but in addition to what we're doing here today, I am the Area Agency and Aging Senior Information Line person. So I'm one of those people that you probably call. Oh, you may have left messages for me, and to be honest with you, it's a large county, short staff, so it's really difficult. But what I tell people is keep calling and make a test of yourself, because it's the squeaky wheel that gets the worm. This we give, that gives them the verb, whatever it is, we get the, whatever that is. Anyway, so I do the information line. I do not have housing, but I will try to listen. I do not just hang up on people and say, I will give you, yes, I'll give you 20 agencies, but I do try to listen and be a support, and sometimes just a hand holder, because that's sometimes what we need, a person to talk a little bit slower, so you're not going, and anyone knows that number? How come you don't know that number? Well, because I can't hear and I can't see and I can't remember, and you're going too fast. So we try to slow it down a little. I have an outreach person back. She's my buddy, Deara, and she connects with all these 100 agencies and tries to get them to work with us. So let me give you, I'm going to put my number up, and then if you come afterwards, oh, we have I have my own card that I can share with you if you have specific concerns. The last thing I can say is I will never promise you anything. If it's not out there, I can't create it, but I can support you and maybe offer you suggestions on, ways to get to the upper level so your stories could be heard and your issues of concern. And that's what we do. We work as a team. You learn of something, you share it with me, I share with others. I share it with you, you share it with others, because unfortunately there is not one 211 number that you can call to get it all. You have to really get out there and look for flyers, look for brochures. That's what I do. I learned of things that I said, oh my God, I didn't know that existed.
It is time for the door prize break. Does anyone have the raffle, the door prize barrel? And does everyone have your ticket? Everyone check, make sure you got your ticket. We got 3 lovely prizes. Thank you to the District 1 office for providing this. In fact, would you like to do the honors? Oh, okay. Okay, the first gift card is to Rosetta Roasting. Have you been there? Downtown, it's a little coffee shop, delicious, $15 gift card to Rosetta Roasting. 279670.
279670. Yes. Bingo.
Congratulations. Okay, the next one is a gift certificate to the Olive Oil Pantry on First Street.
Yeah, we all like them.
All right. It is 279620. 279260. No, 620. 620.
620, last 3 digits, 620, last 3 digits.
279620. Oh, we might have had a few people leave, so.
No, there's some people sitting out there.
Oh, you must,
I'll call another number.
present to win. So again, okay. 279669. 669. Oh, no, it's 6. I've got 669. 669. Oh, all right. Oil Pantry, enjoy. And the last one is to another, I love both those places, and this one I just can't stay out of. It's Main Street Design.
Oh, they're lovely.
On First Street. A $20 gift card to go in and just take a look at the candles and everything. 279671. 671. 279671. Wow, you guys are down, like shopping and have a cup of coffee.
That's a cute shop. It's a really nice shop.
Thank you so much, District 1. A round of applause for them. Yay.
Okay, so we're gonna move forward with getting some more feedback from our community. Yes.
I say one thing
Yes,
about
please.
housing.
Hi, my name is Sue, and I'm the sales manager of Heritage Estates Retirement Community in Livermore. It's that great big monolith on the west side of town. Most people are not aware that 40% of our building is affordable housing. Now, that being said, we're not a sliding scale program, it's a HUD-based program. And so there is a set rate for the rent. We have independent living. The waiting list on that is about 1 year. There is an application that you have to file. There's also assisted living, which is expensive, but in comparison to what exists out there, it's very reasonable. And we always have difficulty getting our information out to people, and especially for assisted living. So I'm hopefully going to be calling some of you to get us on your list if we're not. And one other issue that we deal with all the time, we get calls from people for affordable housing. And sometimes our program is not affordable enough. And I think it would be helpful. I know Livermore has several little communities that offer a sliding scale affordable housing, which is fantastic. A lot of times their waiting lists are long, and you have to go to each different community. If somehow Livermore and each community that offers things like this could put together a resource, a guide that listed all of them and their contact numbers and that sort of a thing. I've talked to the senior services here, and they have like a list, but it's still not complete. I think people need more information about that. And as I said, we get calls all the time. We do have a fabulous program. If you're interested, or anybody else that you know of is, I'll leave these in the back. It's just a cover sheet that talks about the program. Thank you.
Heritage housing.
Heritage Estates.
Oh, estates. Heritage Estates. Thank you very much for sharing that. Okay, moving on. We're going to ask about lessons from the past 4 years. We all know that the past 4 years with the COVID pandemic has been unlike any other. So the question we have for you is, what are some of the most important lessons you want the county to learn from the COVID-19 emergency as we move forward with putting together the countywide area plan? What did you find helpful? Let's start with the positive. What did you find helpful from the county, your city, or other organizations? And what would you change about the approach to emergencies? Any feedback, areas of improvement?
Stop shutting people down.
Shutting people down, shutting businesses down.
Let people make a choice. If I want to go in, if I want to wear a mask, give us our choice back. Give us our freedom back. We do not want, our country has been destroyed by shutdowns.
Okay, thanks.
You're destroying small business people.
Okay.
We need to support them.
Okay. And so stop the shutdown. Yes.
There needs some good, impartial information for the seniors especially, because we all know. And we only read what we read, and independent is what goes left. And we want to be able to trust with our own feelings and in our own outlook of life what's right. Should we take the shots? Should we not take the shots? We don't seem like we're being trusting for the information we're getting. We only have one newspaper, and that's just not enough. So we need to be able to call somewhere and ask and say, what is the consensus, the fair consensus of what to do if something starts breaking out.
Thank you for sharing. We talked about, you mentioned accessible, impartial. resource of information. Just, you know, kind of on both sides. Yes, I see another question out here. Hello, Ms. Kay.
Just wanted to piggyback on, the comment, just a minute ago. Yeah, my particular condition, it's not good for me to wear the mask because it prevents me from breathing. And there are really breathing condition I have, especially the one that's commonly issued. I have not been a mask yet. That was good for me to wear, especially inside, where it's my hardest place to breathe. I think if they provided the, I think they're a little bit more expensive, but I think they call the N9s, where they do, yeah, where they do facilitate, not that, that backflow of breath that you get in the mask, which is not good for me. So for seniors and disabled people, I think you could, make that more accessible to them.
So an area of improvement is, you know, the personal protective equipment, such as masks. And kind of person-centered, human-centered design for that, especially for those who have a hard time breathing.
Well, yeah, so I cannot wear a mask. I don't know. So those of you can see, I've had surgery, okay? I don't have a proper nose. I can barely breathe, and I do not want anyone in my face about me not wearing a mask. I object to that. I wanted to buy a T-shirt that says, I can't breathe. You see, I don't even have a nose that breathes, okay? I nearly lost my nose to cancer. So I want people to stop attacking people that don't wear a mask. Some of us just can't.
Sorry to hear that. Thank you for sharing. Okay, again, the question is lessons learned from the past 4 years. We're particularly looking at as we come out of COVID.
I don't know if there's enough the senior center does for people who lose their mate, husband. So we mourn and just that type of social group of people, or we can discuss go ahead type of thing. And I notice they don't have much in this senior center, but I think that would be very, very, it's very needy. I mean, we all lose our partners. And so I just thought I'd bring that up. I mean, I could have brought all that up by calling the senior center and explaining it to them. But I think that would be one of the most important things that's happening to all of us on and on. So that to me is important.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, there are places that you can go when you're grieving, lost a loved one. They're not easy to find. I tried about 3 before I finally found one that really was helpful, but they're there. That's what I know we all want to know more about these kind of things.
Thank you.
A resource.
Resource guide.
In the resource, they need a board here that they can put all of these flyers available, that we can come and get them.
Sorry, I don't know. Here, Miss Oh.
Gotta be probably not.
I wouldn't call you. Place for people.
Okay, thank you. We're talking about support groups or support resources for lost spouse. Clearinghouse, okay, and a resource board, a place where we can find reliable information. Reliable place where we can find reliable information.
These pamphlets.
And I wonder if there's, even in senior center, they may also have.
Church, I don't remember, it's a great big church out across the freeway. That was the third place I went. I went to hospice first because my husband died of hospice, but it was really didn't feel better. So the third place I tried was that one. Where was the church? It's out by the college. It's a big church.
Crosslands? Crosslands?
I think it is. I think it's across branches.
They're very liberal.
Thank you for sharing that resource as well. Yes.
We all know that churches do have that service, but a lot of people do not wish to go to a church due to the fact that they have different faith. And so if we have it as part of a non-partial senior center, that'd be much more helpful.
Connie,
Dara, hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dara Pagay. I'm the outreach specialist for the Area Agency on Aging. And I just wanted to make mention that the resources that we would love to be able to make sure that you guys are aware of, it's very hard to be able to get them out to you. Today, you will be receiving our senior resource guide for the East area, which is Dublin, Livermore, and Pleasanton. So we will be giving those to you, and it will have the majority of the resources that are in this area, and it'll include everything from support groups, friendly visitors, things of that nature. Also have transportation information in there as well. The only unfortunate part is that if you don't know that it exists, it's really hard to be able to know something you don't know. So that's why my colleague here, Janine, was talking about the whole senior information and assistance. We work really hard with our community-based organizations to make sure that information is being passed along. So when we're in circumstances where we can get the information out to you, we are working very hard to do so. We are very passionate about what we do, as Janine's here and I am as well. And we want to make sure that you guys do have that information. So please utilize our phone number. We are here for you guys, but now that we've made touch with all of you guys, it's very, very nice to meet all of you. And we would just love for you to give us a call. Oh, great. And it looks like we also have one of our community-based organizations. When you ask for something, you shall receive. So we actually have CityServe of the Tri-Valley here with us right now. And if you would like, they will be here to answer any questions that you have.
But I'm gonna put out a challenge to you, because we're always looking up to them, the government, the social services, the blah, 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 the nonprofits, to what are you gonna do for us? Well, what am I gonna do for you? What are you gonna do for your neighbors and your friends? You get the word out too. You hear a program like ours, you share it, you give it to your city, you give it to your people. And then they in turn give it to others. We network amongst each other.
Thanks, Janine. I also wanted to mention, right now, the Alameda County Advisory Commission on Aging is looking for has a lot of openings. That is unfortunately an online application process, but you can also contact Supervisor Halberd's office if you would like to be appointed. They advise the county on programs and services for older adults. And I don't see anyone here today who would not be fabulous on that commission.
Yeah, like Kim was saying, the Advisory Commission on Aging, all of you are providing us input today, and your voice is very important. The Advisory Commission on Aging advises the Social Services Agency on programs that are being offered in the community. If you want to do a little bit more, that's an opportunity to. Do we want to go to our last one? Do we want to say one?
Actually, we're going to have a couple, as we promised a little earlier, we're going to have a couple of words from the folks at CityServe.
Yay! I started with meeting on Zoom, and here I am at a meeting in person. This is my colleague Taylor. My name is Jeanette. We work for CityServe. We provide a number of resources in the Tri-Valley. Everything is free. We offer free,
so everyone can hear.
We offer free rides to medical appointments. We have a free caregiver support group. We also offer free therapy with a licensed therapist. We offer free exercise and nutrition and wellness classes. And we offer a caring visitor program where we pair a volunteer from the community with a senior that has a like interest. And we set up time for them to get together weekly, monthly, whatever they'd like to do, just for socialization and for a caring visit from somebody in the community. Our rides to medical appointments are provided by volunteers, so it's for people who walk with a cane or a walker or independent. We have a number of activities that we offer in our location in Pleasanton, where our senior services are located inside the Pleasanton Senior Center. You can stop by anytime to see us. One of the main things that we do out of that office is called care coordination. If there's a service available that we don't offer, we will connect you to that service or a county program or help with utility assistance, whatever it is you're looking for, we will connect you to that service. We offer what we call care coordination to walk along beside you as you're trying to remain independent in your home and healthy and strong. All of our services relate to that. Yes, yes. We have one of our clients right here. We offer free podiatry appointments in our Pleasanton office for a visit with a podiatrist that can help you with your foot care, provide prescriptions if you need that. Yes. It's for the Tri-Valley, Pleasanton, Dublin, Livermore, and Seminole. If you live outside of the area and you can come into our office, we can help you in our office, but the programs that we offer are offered in person in the Tri-Valley, and then when we do offer virtual programs, they're available to everyone in the county. What kind of therapy? Yes, we have a licensed marriage and family therapist on staff, so she'll do an initial assessment with the person to see if it's a good fit with her skills and what that person's needs are. And if there is, we move forward with 5 to 7 free therapy sessions. Sorry, I can't hear you. No. It's general therapy also. Not physical. It could be related to that. I'll be in the back behind my brought our calendar and some information about CityServe that I'd love to pass out to everybody.
Appreciate you coming down.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. Okay, so as promised, the last question. One thing we're hearing from the community is that many people need help getting information on what's available to them. We've heard that from many different folks here. What is the best way for you and your family to find out about services and information? How can we reach you? How can we get the word out? Where are you looking for information, not finding? What can we do? What is the best way to get information? What is the best way to get information and resources? I've been given a cue to speak up. I have a softer voice, I'll remember to use my loud voice.
Yes, guys, speak up.
Do we use the mail? Do we listen to the radio? Email. Newspaper, email, personal email? Like to be personally contacted via email?
The email. Just the email.
Email, personal email.
Okay.
So one way that has been the best way to reach one of our guests here is through email. Anybody else looking for information other ways? Flyers? Yes, Ms. Kay.
Can you verify that referrals to your medical?
You need, especially that, because they need to be more trained that they may not speak as much, they may be suffering stages of Alzheimer or whatever. And I think the county needs to contract the providers that this is an area that they need to pick up and referring services.
So referrals. This one's information and referrals. How about a show of hands, like who listens to the radio, gets information from them?
Listens to what?
The radio,
I like.
yeah, radio. How about the newspapers? The newspaper a good way to get information out? Independent is the local newspaper here in Livermore.
Yeah.
And that's free. That's free.
All three.
For recipients. So free mailers, free resources, free newspapers, free.
Mailers.
free to get them out. Mailers. Yeah.
I think one of my favorite ones, how many has never seen the commercial about Medicare Part D that all the actors are? There you go. So yes.
That's a whole nother
Yes.
subject.
And then the 7th it will be over with.
So television. People get their information from television. Yeah.
It's too left. We don't watch all this left stuff, okay? We're more middle of the road. Okay. And television is great, but where are you putting it? We seniors, we watch Hallmark. Okay?
So right channel.
Not the news. Yeah. So TV.
So impartial news.
So back to referrals, neighbor referrals. People have families that they're caring for that they, while they're at work, they can't attend to. So you may want to pass these things on to employers. About these services being available. And
we don't
that's
work,
could be
we're
just
old.
based on a flyer or, but when it came to Medicare, I don't think, I see the Medicare ads and I have never, ever come across a Medicare ad, which is I've seen them, where it pulled my attention into age services. It just, so.
They're offensive. They're offensive to us. They treat us like we're
I keep
stupid.
seeing them all the time. And I have never, in my case, I have never come across remembering hearing them mention about age services being available for information through Medicare.
Well, one thing that we do that has been mentioned is that you're receiving Medicare notifications via mail. May not be the information that you're looking for or the type of information that you want at that moment, but it is reaching you. So that is a good feedback to know as well. Yes.
The issue with these ads on TV is that there are a lot of trying to force us to spend money, and they're not telling us, oh, you can get free this or that. It's a lie. Okay. So to get these services that they're putting on the television, you have to pay $200 a month more for your Medicare.
No strings attached to these mailers. Free. Can you hear me now? Okay. I must have accidentally pressed mute. No strings attached information, unbiased information.
They're just trying to trick us.
So these are, again, email, direct email, professional referrals, radio, newspaper, television with legitimate public service announcements, no strings attached, employers, and local mailers. So those are some sources of how you here in the community receive information and information about services. We are reaching the end of our day. I'm going to invite Kim up here to say some final words.
We just want to thank everybody in this really happening District 1 for coming out here and for staying with us into this really great discussion. Please take your, we have a little bag of treats for you and including some information. And I know that you all have so much more to say and you'll have your chance because in your bag is the Countywide Area Plan survey for older adults. It includes an envelope, you can fill it out, you can mail it back for free. And it is also available in other languages if you prefer, see one of us for that. So, thank you all.
Before you all leave, so you've got a bag full of resources. You got your choices. You can line your trash bag with it, or you can look at it and fill it out. So the forum, as I told it a couple of other forums ago, I cannot believe I'm at the age now and my mom, where I can fill out for the survey. This is your voice. This is where you can be heard. Whatever you feel you need, it's gonna go through us, we're the vessel, it's gonna go up to the government. And then they're gonna make the decision for budgeting for the next 4 years. That can be medical accompaniment to colonoscopy. That can be increased senior centers. That can be better parks, better safety. We didn't even touch about the safety, you know, walking down the streets, right across the street without getting run over. Lighting. Add those comments to your survey, because we intend to tell the state what we feel. A lot of what you covered, I feel the same way, and I'm delivering referral. And I get irritated when I hear some of the stories. We need to speak up for ourselves, so please, we're doing the numbers on there, it's on my card, we can talk. I cannot change systems, but I can support you, connect to know what you need to do. Thank you for coming, everybody.
What she said.
I'll be celebrating. I know, but I won't provide.